Hi friends, in today's video we will again see how India is being affected by the ongoing war in West Asia, and previously we have discussed how India should focus on its domestic fossil fuel production to reduce its dependence on importing fossil fuels, and in today's video we will see how along with this India should also focus on its renewable energy production. Because of the ongoing war in West Asia, the global energy supply has been affected. India, which imports 85% of its crude oil and majority of that supply coming from West Asia, is also affected. We have already seen that in our previous video. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman rightly described the conflict in West Asia as a systemic tremor threatening the vital arteries of global energy. Therefore, it becomes essential that India reduce its dependence of energy import. We have already discussed one solution. India must increase its domestic production of fossil fuels. The next solution in this video, we will see how India should significantly push towards renewable energy. Every time we depend on importing energy, we become the collateral damage to some conflict somewhere in the world, which has got nothing to do with us. For example, the Russia-Ukraine war or the current war in West Asia. Our inflation increases, trade deficit widens, our entire macroeconomic stability will also be affected. International Renewable Energy Agency states that India is now the world's third largest renewable energy market. However, the contribution of renewables in the energy mix is still low. Manufacturing industries should shift to electricity usage. This will reduce their dependence on fossil fuels because currently some of the industries are halting their production due to unavailability of gases. Instead, if they shift to electricity, it will stabilize the demand for renewables. When the demand for renewables stabilize or increase, private players will come in. These private players will speed up the supporting infrastructure such as energy storage. Renewable energy and employment generation. Indian Council for Research on International Economic Relations showed that if India meets its 2030 targets of 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel capacity and 150 million tons of energy savings, then jobs related to renewable energy could rise from about 0.31 million in 21-22 to about 0.9 million by 29-30. Jobs related to energy efficiency may grow from 1.26 million to 4.28 million. Both will increase by triple amount. If India exceeds its targets, then accordingly the employment generation will also increase. But there will be some problems. These jobs could be skewed towards lower skill roles, as well as these jobs could be concentrated in few regions of India. This means government needs to improve the skilling system in the whole of the country. Why reform in the energy sector, Indian energy sector is required? When the share of energy from renewables increase, it automatically requires large investment in grid modernization. Additionally, power distribution companies are often seen as the weakest link in Indian energy sector. Even without much renewable energy, currently the power discoms are already in much debt issues. So if India is serious on its renewable energy mission, then power discoms reformation is of primary importance. Just like always, if businesses are overcharged while subsidizing other consumers, then businesses will shift back to other energy sources like gas. In summary, the shift towards renewable energy will not only reduce India's dependence on fossil fuel imports, but it will also address the environmental concerns. Therefore, along with domestic fossil fuel production, renewables should also be a part of India's energy security calculations. Thank you.